I've had a difficult few weeks. I've heard from several nannies and families that they are working with nanny agencies that either provided information that was illegal, so they were doing illegal things, or unethical. It is incredibly frustrating for the team at Nannies on Call and the Nanny Solution to hear about agencies operating unethically or illegally. But then I realized something. How would you know? If you're a parent using an agency for the first time, how would you know what they're doing is illegal? If you're a nanny using an agency for the first time, find a job, how would you know? We know because we've been in business for 20 years. We know because we've done our research and we make sure we know the employment laws in every province we operate. So today, I'm going to show you that not all nanny agencies are created equally and how to choose the best one when you're looking for an agency to work with. If we haven't met before, I'm Michelle Kelsey of the Nanny Solution by Nannies on Call. I provide you with videos that educate and guide professional nannies and families. Let's dive into the red flags to look for when working with nanny agencies. The first thing to look for is no insurance or licensing. Depending on where you live, there will be different requirements for this. But you do want to look for and research if there are licensing requirements in the city, state, province you work or live in. For example, here in BC, we are required to carry an employment agency license. And if you search us up online under Employment Agency License BC, there is actually a list of all the agencies that are covering that license. That license ensures that we're following all the employment standards, the laws of the province, the CRA laws. It makes sure that we know what we're doing when we're placing nannies in a family home. So you want to make sure that you know if nanny agency that you're working with is licensed and insured. Red flag number 2, agencies that don't have a rigorous vetting process of their nannies, or they say they do and then they can't provide the information. Let me give you an example. Recently, I interviewed a nanny that had been interviewed by another nanny agency here in Canada. That nanny agency said that they require first aid CPR of their nannies. But when I asked this nanny if she had her CPR first aid, she said she did not. And she was currently in a job that agency placed her in, which means they didn't fully vet her. Now she has to go out and get it in order to work with our nanny agency. So when you're working with a nanny agency, whether you're a nanny or a family, on the family side, you want to make sure that everything they say they're doing, they are doing. They should be able to provide you with these documents. Now, in our case, we do not provide families with documentation until you're offering the job. If you interview 3 nannies as a family, for example, we're not going to give you the documentation for all 3 nannies. We do want to protect the nanny's privacy. So when it comes to a job offer, then we will provide you with the documentation. That goes for references, criminal record checks, CPR first aid, whatever you'd like to see of the nanny's file, a quality nanny agency would be happy to provide you. Number 3, do they pick up the phone when you call? Do they respond to emails? I know at Nannies on Call and the Nanny Solution, we're extremely busy, and that's a good thing. But sometimes families can get frustrated when they can't get through to us on the phone. That said, every family and every nanny who leaves a message gets a call back the same day. If you're working with an agency and you call them on a Wednesday and you don't hear back from them till the Monday, that is a red flag. No matter if you're a nanny or a family, they should be treating both with the respect that they deserve. Number 4, is the agency working with nannies who are illegal to work in the country? Another story that I came across recently is a nanny who applied to work with us, and we had to turn her down, unfortunately, because she was not legal to work in Canada. She was here on a holiday visa, which means she can't work, she can just travel. We turned her down, to which she told us that another agency had hired her on to work with them. If you are a nanny, you're going to want to make sure you're working with an agency who only works with legal nannies. And if you're a family, you're going to want to make sure of that as well, because hiring nannies illegally puts your family at risk. This is number 5, but I have a bonus tip, so be sure to stay till the end. Number 5 is agencies who charge nannies to work with them. This is illegal, at least here in Canada. If an agency is telling the families that there is no cost to them, which I know several agencies in Canada do, there's no cost to them, and that they'll find them a nanny. This means they're charging the nanny, and that is illegal. And for nannies, you should know that you should never have to pay for any fees. There are no fees for a nanny agency helping you find a job. That said, for nannies, you do have to have your criminal record check done, have your CPR first aid. These are all costs for you, but you should never have a nanny agency charging you to work with them. And the bonus tip, is the agency a member of APNA? APNA stands for the Alliance of Premier Nanny Agencies. This is an industry association that provides training, vetting, and professional development for nanny agencies. Nannies on Call and the Nanny Solution is a member of APNA, and you have to go through a rigorous screening process, just like nannies do at agencies, to make sure that you're doing everything legally and fairly. So you want to make sure that your agency that you're working with has that stamp of approval. It's really hard to see when bad agencies pop up because it does damage to the entire industry. Nannies get taken advantage of and then they don't want to work in the industry anymore. And families get scammed or have things happen to them with taxes or illegal situations, and then they don't want to hire nannies anymore or work with agencies. The key is finding an agency that does things legally, ethically, and has been around for a long time. If you have an experience of something that's happened to you with a nanny agency, we'd love to hear it below, positive or negative. And of course, if you're in Canada, we're here to help you. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.